Hello friends, welcome back to Learning Science Q&A. As you know, we have already started our CBSE Board 2025 examination series with our some of the most important questions of the previous years as well as this year's. So let's get started. First question that we see here is during which of the following stages of circulation of blood in a normal human being the oxygenated blood is pumped to all of the body part. Now, for this, we need an image of the heart. Let's see this with the help of this diagram. Our heart is divided into four chambers, two at the right side, two at the left side. Now, the chamber at the right side, at the upper end of the heart, are right atrium and left atrium, as you can see in this figure. Also, towards the lower end, we have right ventricle and left ventricle. One more point to remember, right side of the heart carries deoxygenated blood, whereas left side of the heart has oxygenated blood. The blood, when coming from the body part, is deoxygenated. It is entering into the right atrium first of all with the help of vena cavas. These are superior and inferior vena cava, which are carrying all kind of deoxygenated blood to the heart at the right atrium chamber first of all. Now, the right atrium is open at that time, it's relaxed at that time. With the contraction of atrium, the blood is pumped to the ventricle with the help of this tricuspid valve. Now, at the left side, what we have is the left atrium, which is getting oxygenated blood from the lungs via pulmonary vein. And with the relaxation of atrium, pulmonary vein is pouring out oxygenated blood to the left atrium. When the atrium is contracted, the same blood is going to the left ventricle with the help of this mitral valve. Now, with the contraction of right ventricle, the deoxygenated blood goes to the lungs for oxygenation via pulmonary arteries. Also, with the contraction of left ventricle via aorta, the blood goes to the all body part. Now, our question asks that which of the following stage pumps blood to all over the body, the blood which is oxygenated. So what we have seen right now, left ventricle when contracted, the blood is pumped to the aorta and from there it is going to all parts of the body. So our right answer would be contraction of the left ventricle leads to the pumping of blood to all body part. Again, we have one exception here from what we have studied earlier, that arteries are there to carry oxygenated blood and veins majorly carry deoxygenated blood. But here we are having pulmonary artery which is carrying deoxygenated blood to the lungs and pulmonary vein which is carrying oxygenated blood from the lungs towards the heart. Always remember, arteries are the blood vessels which are carrying blood from the heart towards the body part or towards some specific organ. So, here pulmonary arteries are named so just because they are carrying blood, whether deoxygenated or oxygenated, from the heart towards the lungs. So, they are named pulmonary arteries. Same applies for pulmonary vein also, because veins are carrying blood from the particular organ towards the heart. So pulmonary veins are bringing back oxygenated blood to the heart so that it can be distributed among the all body parts. Coming to the next question. Which of the following adaptation in herbivore helps in digestion of cellulose? We are aware that herbivores have different eating habit than most of the carnivores as well as human. Carnivores are majorly depending upon the meat and flesh, whereas human are omnivorous. They have good amount of herbs in their food, while some amount of flesh or meat is also there. So, what are the adaptation which is seen specifically in herbivores to help them in the digestion of cellulose? As you can see in this figure, which is comparing human digestive system along with the herbivore digestive system. By looking at this figure, we can say that herbivore, just because they are intaking more amount of cellulose, they require a larger small intestine than most of the carnivore and human. So the adaptation here is the longer small intestine present in the herbivore. The next question says there was a cerebellar dysfunction in a patient. Which of the following activity in the patient will get disturbed as a result of cerebellar dysfunction? Cerebellum is majorly involved in the coordinated movement which are done by the body. They are also involved in the control or coordinated posturing and balancing of the body. They are also involved in developing motor skills and learning. So, from the given option, the most appropriate answer would be posture and balance would be impaired in the patient with cerebellar dysfunction. The next question says in snails, individual can begin life as male and depending upon environmental condition, they can become female as they grow. This is because we are provided with some of these statements. Male snail have dominant genetic makeup, and the other statement says female snail have dominant genetic makeup. Always remember, dominant genetic makeup has nothing to do with developing an individual as male or female. So both A and B are not correct. Expression of sex chromosome can changes in a snail's lifetime. This is also not right because once sex chromosomes are there, their expression are generally constant. They have their own specific expression which is followed throughout the lifetime. Last statement says sex is not genetically determined in snail, which is the right option for this question, and also this is given in the question itself. We can read the question one more time. The question says that they can begin their life as male, but depending on the environmental condition, they can also become female as they grow. That means the sex determination in case of snail is dependent on the environmental condition. Moreover, all these snails are born hermaphrodite. That means they have both male and female sex organ in them. Next question says, identify the incorrect statement among the following. Students, in these kind of question, when we are provided with certain statement, please remember we have most of these statement correct, and many times these statements can be used in the answer as it is, as a fact. So, the question says the energy available to a producer is maximum because it is the first trophic level which absorbs maximum energy directly from the source. Yes, this is true. Being the first trophic level, they are getting maximum percentage of energy, because what they are getting energy from is the sun, which is the prime source of energy. So second statement says it utilizes the most of the chemical energy for its own respiration, growth, reproduction and movement, which is also right. Whatever energy they are absorbing, major part of it is required or it utilized by the organism to maintain their own life processes. Now the life processes include those activities, those pathway which are crucial for the survival, like respiration, reproduction and maintenance of their body. So major amount is used by the individual itself, whereas a small portion is only available to be passed on to the next trophic level. That means A is correct, B is correct, and it transfers only 10% of the light energy to the next trophic level, which is also correct as per the 10% law given by Lindemann in 1942, that says whatever amount of energy is available at one trophic level, only 10% of that is available to be transferred to the next trophic level. That means we can see from 30,000 joules, only 3,000 has been passed on to the next trophic level. Also, a good amount of energy is lost as dissipation or heat lost, whereas remaining energy is utilized by the trophic level itself for maintaining its own life processes. Now, coming back to the question, C statement says it utilizes 10% of the light energy and transfers the rest to the next trophic level, which is not right. Which this statement says that a major amount of energy is passed on to the next trophic level, whereas only 10% is utilized by the trophic level itself, which is not correct. The correct statement is it uses or utilizes a major portion of the energy absorbed by itself, whereas only 10% is passed on to the next trophic level. So our incorrect statement is C, and the correct answer for this question is also C. Next, we have which of the following is not a role of decomposer in the ecosystem? Now, the question is same as our previous question, because in this also we are looking for an incorrect statement among the right statements. Now, the first role is natural replenishment of soil, which is true. Decomposers are present almost everywhere, majorly in soil, which are helping in the replenishment of the soil. They are involved in the enrichment of oxygen in the atmosphere. No, this is not true, because oxygen, how it will be enriched in the atmosphere, is not a field which is worked upon by the decomposer. They are working for the decomposition of waste, which is true, and they are also helping us in breaking down of the dead remains, which is also true. So, decomposers are involved in the natural replenishment of the soil, in the waste decomposition, in the breakdown of dead remain, but no, they are not involved in the enrichment of oxygen in the atmosphere. Let's understand this with the help of this image. Now, every tropic level. We have already seen from the sun, energy is trapped by the producer, which is then going to primary consumer, then secondary consumer, and finally to tertiary consumer. During this transfer of energy, a major of amount of energy is always lost as heat, which is there in the environment itself. Also, the energy transfer from producer to consumer is unidirectional, whereas each of these tropic level are connected with the decomposers, because whenever there is a death or decay of individual in any of the tropic level, they are acted upon by the decomposer there itself. So decomposers are replenishing the soil. They are also helping in the decomposition of the waste which is produced by these tropic level. Also, they are helping in the breakdown of the dead remain from each tropic level. So with this, we come to an end of the this question series. Hope you liked it. Please like, share, and subscribe for more such questions. Thank you.